What's up, guys? Welcome to Gamer Nation this week, where we're looking at the best and worst video game movies you've ever seen or not seen, or maybe just heard of and stayed away from, because you're smarter than that. And in order to go over movies like this, we have to bring an expert all the way from Clever Movies. We have the very lovely Erin Darling here today to help us out.
Hey guys.
Erin.
I'm just noticing how ugly you are now, Jevin, with you standing next to her.
Aw, that's so mean.
That's a
But
sad
so
comparison.
true.
Yeah.
So true.
Anywho, Erin was super cool to wear the highest pair of heels that she has to make me feel really, really short today. You suck.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, you should never wear heels ever.
Sorry, guys.
There, if you could just stay
I
like
can
that
just
for
Yeah.
swap
the
for the
show.
rest of this.
I
That
would
would be
appreciate
fantastic.
that.
That
My
would
ego
work
would
for me.
like that.
Now, just to kind of get the ball rolling in some of the best and worst movies. For myself, I will always defend Mortal Kombat. I thought was a great one. Tomb Raider, I think was the first one at least was fantastic, kind of spot on. And nothing will ever be worse than Mario Brothers or Street Fighter. Those are the
I disagree.
Yeah, I disagree with
too.
that.
Resident Evil is worse than Mario
A lot of
Brothers.
people
I
like
think it was that
I haven't
bad.
seen the Resident Evil
was
ones.
terrible.
I've heard from people that the Resident
Terrible.
Evil movies are like okay. They're not like Resident Evil, but the movies themselves are actually kind of fun
I
to
dislike
watch.
them horribly.
Yeah.
Why
I
would
feel
you
like
take a horror
anyone that
game?
says Resident Evil was a bad movie just doesn't remember 94. Come on, guys. 94, one of the best years for movies. We've got Forrest Gump, Pulp Fiction, and Double Dragon.
Oh,
Who
Double
remembers that
Dragon!
one?
I did not
So
see
bad.
Double Dragon.
Double
I did not
Dragon
see
was
Double
like that.
Okay, let me just tell you what this is about. So we have Scott Wolf from Party 5, and we got the guy on Iron Chef.
Okay.
And they're teaming up, kicking ass in a futuristic Los Angeles.
I just
The
heard
question
one
is,
scene-
are the Battletoads there? in the
no
crossover?
Battletoads.
So
That
bad.
would make a
That
good
would be a
movie.
good movie.
Yeah.
I just remember they were like going through a ventilation shaft, and they had the one girl who has like the cut-off booty shorts. And of course, it's the '90s. That's what
Alyssa
you
Milano.
wear. Yep, her. See, look at you knowing all these names. That's not me. Anyways, she's like crawling through, and then the guys kind of look at each other, and they're like trying to fight to get inside of the into the tunnel first, just to kind of stare at her. It made sense. I was young. It was relevant to me still. I would have.
How old are you in 94?
If I was born in '87, that made me 7.
Okay.
I knew what was up. I knew exactly what was up.
Okay then.
Okay, so Lasercorn, you dislike Resident Evil very much. Do you have a video game movie that you have seen that you thought was actually done kind of well?
Not really. Mortal Kombat was good.
Mortal Kombat
Oh,
was.
you know it was a terrible Doom. We forgot to mention
Doom.
God
that the
damn,
one with
that
The
was
Rock?
awful.
That was a bad
Yeah, The
one.
Rock.
Yeah, I
and
didn't see it.
Let's do first-person action scenes. No, bad Rock. Bad.
Like,
Don't
don't
make
do it
those
again,
movies.
Ross.
Scolding him.
Yeah, most video game movies have turned out terribly.
A
Yeah, I have
lot
to
of
say,
them are bad.
Yeah.
I liked Mortal Kombat when it came
Mortal
out, but
Kombat was good.
I feel as if I watched it now, then I'd be like, this is the cheesiest
I saw
thing
it
ever.
recently. I rewatched it a couple months ago, and it
How
is
does it
pretty
hold up?
bad. It's
Yeah.
super, I mean, the special effects, like that was 95, so it was terrible. But I still kind of like it because I love Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
It was. I think.
And there's two big problems I have with that movie, though. There's not enough katana, and I feel like Raiden isn't scary enough. He's kind of a wimp.
he's
Yeah.
not the elder
Not-
god
not
that he comes
into
off.
it.
And then there's movies that are just terrible that like should have been good. So you got Hitman,
Hitman.
which would like they need to redo these.
They
They need to
are.
redo these.
They're
Hitman
redoing
and Max
Hitman.
Payne. Like they are redoing Hitman.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
both
Max
of
Payne
those
was terrible.
if
Mark
those
Wahlberg.
were anything like the games themselves, those movies would have been incredible. And they're like very story-driven games, and they're sort of formatted like a movie already, just kind of long form. So like if they just take it and abridge it a little bit, then it would be an incredible movie. But instead, it's just
One movie
Weird.
that I think I thought did really well but got mixed reactions was Prince of Persia. Now this movie was very important because Disney kind of stepped in and gave it a big budget, and they're like, everyone's watching, like, all right, if this movie does well, we can go ahead and put big budgets to other video game movies. And I think it did great worldwide, money-wise. So I think it
Did it do well in Persia?
Uh,
How did it
Actually,
do there?
Prince of Persia, just to clarify this since I'm the expert, it actually made the most money out of any video game
Oh,
film
well, there you go.
adaptation ever.
Ooh.
There you
The
go.
second one being Tomb Raider. So,
wow, that's actually kind of impressive. Tomb Raider was
Yeah.
90.
no, it was not. It was 2001.
But all right, so those are the best and worst. With New Hope in the movies and video game world, what movies would you want to see? Well, I'm sorry, what games would you like to see be turned into a movie?
Bioshock movie.
Bioshock movie?
Bioshock movie would be
Bioshock
good.
movie would be awesome.
That
drill, if they do that drill going through the guy.
Oh,
good.
yeah, just like in the trailer?
Ah! Yeah.
I
As
mentioned-
long as a Big Daddy drills someone. Yeah, that would be
I mentioned the ones I'd like to have redone, Hitman and Max Payne. Aside from that, The Darkness I thought would make an incredible movie.
That would be a good movie.
Yeah. And like they have already done a ton of comic book movies, which is basically what that would be. So I think
set
The
up
Darkness
perfectly.
is a perfect candidate.
How about you, Aaron? What movies are actually coming out in the near future that are based off of video games that we can be looking forward to?
Well, I mean, some of them are kind of up in the air right now. Like we have Splinter Cell that's coming out at some point, not exactly sure when, but I think Tom Hardy's attached to
What?
that as of now.
I
I
didn't know
get really worried when they're doing
Yes.
stuff like that. That it's just going to be like generic covert ops movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. Very little is known about it.
Tom
at this
Hardy
point
in
in
it?
time.
That's great
Or
casting, I
Timothy
think.
Olyphant, so we'll kind of see where they go with that. And then also we have Uncharted, which has kind of been on the radar since about 2009, but
Okay, Indiana
then David
Jones.
O. Russell's attached, and then not attached, and someone else attached, and then you kind of don't really know where that's going either. So
Nathan Fillion. As long as Nathan Fillion signs on for it, I'll be happy.
Yeah, he's great.
we'll see.
He
It
would
might
have
be
to hammer
Wahlberg. It
himself.
might be Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Anyway, so those are the movies that we want to see coming to the big screen, but now it's time to go to you, our fans, in a segment we call Tweets from the Fans. All right, so first up, we have from CJ392,000 saying Dead Space. How do you
Yeah.
feel about that one, ladies
Oh
and
yeah, that
gentlemen?
would be great. That'd be awesome. As long as they made it a horror movie and didn't fall into the same mistake that Resident Evil
Bingo,
did
that's where I
and
knew
make
you
it
were
an
going.
action movie. You hear me, movie studios? Horror movie.
See,
if I see a Dead Space action flick, I will come down to Hollywood and burn it to the ground. Oh, we're already there. I will step outside and burn it to the ground.
My worry with a Dead Space movie is that it's just going to be like 50,000 jump scares and then that's it. Like they really
So
do
like
need
every
to.
other horror movie out?
Well, no, but they need to sort of take the Hitchcockian approach and just make it creepy.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can have
Like
the
waiting
jump scares
for it.
in there, but you need the creepy, like just the entire creepy atmosphere to.
You know
go
what they
along
need
with
is the double scares, like in the game. Like something jumps out and kills you, and you
And then
hack
it's
it
just
to
this
death.
thing
And it's like,
sneaking
oh,
behind
oh,
you.
thank God.
Yeah.
And then there's the thing right behind you.
Yeah.
That's what they need to get into the movie.
Maybe we
Is
should
that
just
the
make a live
technical
action one.
term? The double scare?
it. Yeah,
Double scare.
yeah. Let's just get a multi-million-dollar budget real quick. and
Yeah.
do it.
Kickstarter. Next from Cream Jeans, he
That
said,
sounds
That
like a
sounds
terrible.
really
"Take that.
fun.
I think he just had donuts and keeps them in his jeans."
Okay.
He says he actually threw two. He said Far Cry 3 and Solinki Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim would be fun.
What better way to come back to our lives than with a hour-and-a-half long movie?
Man, Earthworm Jim. I
That
don't
could
know.
be like a Pixar
Yeah,
animated
it would have to be
kids film.
I think it would have to be Universal though, because I feel like it would be too inappropriate.
Yeah,
for
it
Pixar.
definitely has some adult-suggested jokes in there.
And then okay,
H.
and then
Ron
what was the other
Benjamin.
one?
Far Cry 3.
Far Cry 3 would be an incredible movie. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah, you can just go around fixing everyone's radio signals.
As long
and
as the
radio towers.
guy.
3 hours of fixing radio
No,
antennas.
but there's a very
cable guy,
compelling. There's a
Martin.
very compelling main storyline, and this guy's sort of losing his identity and like deciding where his allegiances lie along the way, whether it's with his friends or these new people he's found on the island. So it'd be a really cool movie. And plus, Voss is just like such a great villain.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Next, we've got T. Colemeyer saying, "In all seriousness, because we're very serious here on Gamer Nation, I would pay money to see an Elder Scrolls movie. Dragons must be included, though." Now, that's actually a movie I think could be done really
Lord
well.
of the Rings.
It's because it's fantasy based. It has its lore. It has so many different like factions in its own just world. Like you can do anything there. It doesn't actually have to be about like the Dragonborn or something.
Yeah.
Then again, seeing a story about the Dragonborn would be pretty epic, in my opinion. And actually, also, a lot of people were tweeting us saying that they want to see a Legend of Zelda movie, and that one I actually had to argue with. That's a movie that I don't think belongs on the big screen because, first of all, you have a protagonist that doesn't speak. So that's going to be a very boring movie in the first place. And it's one of those things that it's so great, it's so iconic that you can't turn it into a movie because no matter how good you do, it will never, ever be good enough for all of us.
Pixar.
You think Pixar could do it?
Probably.
Well,
Yeah.
they can make a movie. The first, 45 minutes of WALL-E had no real
It would,
dialogue. So.
yeah, and it would be interesting. I think they could pull it off,
Really?
having a main character that didn't speak. It would be weird, but I think that it'd be experimental, something that would be kind of cool to see.
Let us know in the comments below what you think the pros and cons of a Legend of Zelda movie would be, and if you'd want to see it, let us know. We'll kind of we'll look at that and be like, all right, hey, the fans do want that. But
And then we'll obviously have the power to do something about it.
oh yeah, we definitely do. We'll send an email to someone.
Yeah.
But speaking of things that you do want and you do love, Liz, go on our next segment.
Yes, our next segment, we pit one gamer against another gamer in a debate format in a little segment we like to call PvP.
So this week on PvP, we are actually going to be doing, we were talking about the best and worst ones, but we are actually going to find the worst, the absolute worst video game movie. Lasercorn, take it away.
Why? Why would you take a clear horror game and turn it into an action movie? What? You take away the mansion and the very creepy setting? I mean, maybe the mansion was there for a second, but mostly it took place in that whole underground lab. But the whole thing was the STARS team running away from guys and stuff. You had the best setup for a horror movie ever. Those dogs were horrifying. They were horrifying things, and when you would go through the door, they would come and get you through the door. And they were, why not put that into a movie and make it awesome? Why make it into this action, stupid thriller movie that's terrible?
Stop.
Terrible.
All right. Okay, are you ready, Joven?
I think I got this.
Okay.
All right.
Start.
All right, Resident Evil, I can see where you're coming from, but the worst video game movie of all time is actually a sequel to the first worst video game of all time. That would be Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. This movie was so bad, in order to try to make it kind of good, they actually went and took the actor who played Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat, the best video game movie of all time, to try to make this movie better, and they still failed at it. Casting was horrible, story was horrible, dialogue was horrible. There was a line where the guy literally said, "This guy must walk through raindrops." It's like, no, he's not that much of a ninja.
Stop. All right, rebuttals?
Yes.
All right, let me
50.
reset this. Okay, Laser, let's go now.
At least that movie can be seen as like a movie that's so bad it's good. Like, this guy walks through raindrops. That's a corny, take a drink every time someone says a corny line game that you could play with your friends and you could make it good. Resident Evil was just terrible. It was a movie that was so bad it's bad.
All right. All
I
right.
agree with you there. That's a good point. Okay, Joven, go.
Time to prove you wrong, Lasercorn. If Resident Evil was so bad, why are there 6 goddamn movies? Obviously, it's
Because
so
people
good.
are dumb.
It actually, it may just be kind of raping the name just to try to make a few dollars, but at the same time, the action is kind of fun. If you go into the movie not thinking it's Resident Evil, it's good.
Man, didn't even get a sentence out there.
Whew.
Wow.
All right.
I gotta
All right,
go
guys.
with the so bad it's good argument. I think that's good.
That actually is a very strong point, but really it's up to you guys. You leave some comments below letting us know who you think won. Was it me this week, or was it
all know
Lasercorn?
it was me.
At the very end, you guys are all winners. Thank you so much this week for watching Gamer Nation. This is my card. We'll see you next week.
Every time you
I
throw
almost
the
walked
card,
through raindrops or something.
every time you throw the card, the audience dies a little bit. You should just stop.
They love
doing
it.
No,
They love it.